Alright, in theory we're live. I say that.
Is it like, in theory, like a philosophical theory, or theory like scientific?
Like, we need rigorous testing to...
Yeah.
Well, we are live, so according to the emails. Hey, greetings. Welcome to Philosophy 101. I almost said philosophy. I am functioning on all cylinders.
So, I went to the concerts. It was great. They were both wonderful. AWOL Nation, this is a roundabout thing. So, they did not play Candy Pop at the concert, which is fine. Like, I'm not especially attached to the song, but it actually came up on the drive over here. And I've got the lyrics up and just scrolling by on my phone. And at one point, he says something about, do you study astrology?
Astrology?
And then there's a line in there about masturbating with piranhas. So
Rowan, my son.
Sometimes Aaron Bruno writes very coherent songs, and sometimes it feels like he's just trying to one-up Beck with Loser. Like,
I mean, aren't we all just trying to one-up Beck with Loser?
every time, like, I fail at something, I end up, like, getting up and walking away going, I'm a driver, I'm a winner, things are gonna change, I can feel it.
Greetings! Stay a while and listen.
Hi, everybody.
I'm playing Dragon Force 2, which I'm now realizing that my controls are all sorts of messed up, so this will be fun. I had thought I had fixed this, but apparently not. I thought I did though. But anyway, obviously it's been a week, and we are super functional right now. Our brains are just...
You know, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. I have done so much peopling.
I had someone pat me on the shoulder yesterday and say it's going to be okay while I was at work. They had a problem with their laptop, and I was trying to replicate it, and I'm like, why is it working for me, and it wasn't working for you? But apparently, like, it was completely preventing them from being able to work until they did nothing. They just brought it into the IT room, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's working. And they're like, I swear, and so, like, they sat down next to me, I'm like, I'm trying everything I can to get it to proc the same issue, and it's like, everything I did just worked. And I started laughing, and like she was getting frustrated because she's like, I'm like, I know you're not making it up. Like, I've been here so much in my life. When growing up, like, this was, me and Dad had a similar thing. Like, my computer would just stop working, and it would start as soon as he walked into the room to take a look at it. Until I took a bunch of computer science classes and learned how computers work. And now our roles have reversed. He will call me, and as soon as I'm on the phone with him, it will just start behaving, and I'm like, when did this change? But yet here we are.
Here we are.
So we've already got people in chat. We've got Cirque and TV's Mr. Neil and Eridon and Atelier and Pin. Hello, everyone.
Atelier, I saw your post about the Green Lantern ring powered by depression earlier, and I was gonna reply, but I was like, I'm gonna be on the live stream in like an hour anyway, so I'll just wait. Like, I need one of those rings. Do you understand how fucking powerful I would be.
So that's what I love about the DC Lantern Corps is that they are all powered by an emotion, and I'm like, shit. Give me one. I would. Doesn't matter which one. I would.
I would probably reach godhood with just the depression.
Well, okay, so for a while, like, they had an event with the Lanterns called Blackest Night, in which the Black Lantern Corps showed up, which their rings are powered by death. So everyone in the DC universe who had died got possessed by one of these Black Lantern rings. So, like, Superman, Wonder Woman, like, a lot of people were just like, well, now we're zombies. And so then it became, there was the White Lantern, which is powered by life. But before that, they kind of started trying to tease a White Lantern, which was, there's one of the Green Lanterns that seems like he's no one's favorite, Kyle Rayner. He wears like an armored mask. He's like a Hal Jordan, but like younger and spunkier. But he's like no one's favorite. And like there was a mini series where he was collecting all of the other different colored lantern rings. Like they were all just coming to him, and so he had like a ring on each finger that was a different color, and it was slowly driving him insane.
I'm already there. It's a good plan. I'm like, I don't have to go far.
And I'm like, okay, I see where they want to go with this, and then they just completely went in a different direction with it. I'm like, oh, cool, sure. Kyle is my favorite. Damn, he's another. See, I always loved Hal Jordan, but that's because all of the depictions of Hal Jordan in the animated version are just fantastic. But yeah, Kyle was just. So you had Hal, who was the second Green Lantern, but the first Green Lantern Corps, because you had the Silver Age Green Lantern, who he was the one who wore the red outfit with the green cape, and his ring could not affect anything that was made of wood. Jokes. And then you had Hal Jordan, who's the intergalactic space cop, and you had Guy Gardner, who is the bowl-cut, red-headed asshole of the DC universe. Everyone fucking hates Guy Gardner, and I get it, because Guy Gardner's a dick. He is just written to be a dick. Then you had Jon Stewart, who is not the host of The Daily Show, which that actually messed me up for a little while, because I'm like, Green Lantern and Jon Stewart, I'm like, they're making, because I knew the host more before I knew. And you have Kyle Rayner. Kyle Rayner came before Jon Stewart, I think, but I think he came after Guy Gardner.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Anyway, lanterns, emotional spectrum. You had one. I mean, most of them go crazy at some point, but you know, having a ring just outright powered by depression is just like, well, shit, this is an Avengers level threat. Wrong universe, I know.
I could have trained with that, like, at 8 years old on. Like, I have the power.
So, you know, to the game, playing Dragon Force 2. This is a sequel to literally my favorite game ever made. And a lot of people have asked me, Axis, come here.
Kitty boy.
Axis, kitty boy, come here. A lot of people ask me, are you going to Let's Play this? Are you going to, with the fan translation, are you going to... And, you know, the more I play this, the less I like it.
It's unfortunate.
So, like, it sucks all of the charm of the original out. like all of the characters are a little too realistic looking, a little too serious and dark looking. I said it kind of chokes the charm that the original had out of it. Also, there's so many troop types in this game. Axis, come sit. You were sitting right here. The devils have been running wild around here outside.
Come here, buddy.
Do I not have to fight her? Fantastic. I like not fighting people. Come sit. There you go. Good boy. Yes, you are such a lovely boy.
Hi.
But like, I have no one. I can't send people out. I have 3 castles and 4 people. And Scythe looks a little different. She's
If you come over here, you could get pets from both of us with our dominant hands.
Oh god, every time I hear the phrase dominant hand. Son.
Is your right hand submissive?
No. There's a group called the Capital Steps, and there's a bit that Sanchez. I am not a jungle gym. Just lay down. It was Manking the Spunky 101. First, Yake Tor Hominid Dand, Schlavir Grong, and Vump Vigorously.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's sure.
That's a thing. That's a thing. It was called a Runer Spism, where they take the first few letters of each word and just, but yeah. And now every time I think of dominant, Yake Tor Hominid Dand.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, once we get into battle here with Scythe, you'll see, like, the original game, I have played so much. I'm going against Ulfus and Scythe. Someone who's got 100 ghosts or 50 ghosts and 50 ogres. I've got 30 soldiers. I'm fucked. But like, the sprites are a little more realistic and proportioned. They don't have as much color definition. They use too many similar colors, so the characters look very blob-like. Whereas like, that's a sprite from the first game.
Yeah.
So I do love whoever translated this though. Whoever did this fan translation stuck with the Working Designs theme. So the Working Designs was a company that released a lot of games on the Sega CD, the Saturn, and a few on the PS1. They were hated for how they changed the script to make, you know, more topical humor. Like, there's jokes to Bill Clinton in a couple of their games, because that's the era that it came out.
Hey, I'm a fan of shit like that.
I mean, I have no problem with it, but a lot of people were like, this is just, you know, it eats into the realism of the game. Like, it takes them out of the immersion, I guess. I don't get it.
Yeah. I have thoughts, but I will keep those to myself. But yeah, I love stuff like that. Reference to pop culture and topical humor. I like when things become more intertextual.
Same. Like I've always loved that kind of. But I get that a lot of people are like, oh no, you're especially nowadays, people love to scream censorship, and it's like, oh, you've changed the script, you've removed the original artistic intention. Shut up. A lot of Japanese idioms do not translate to English well. Stop.
Yeah.
Just stop. But working designs, like Dragon Force 1, there's a pre-battle quote that you're as slow as a geriatric bowel movement. Which I always loved.
Yeah.
I thought was hilarious.
That is some quality shit talking.
Right? And so I love whoever did this kind of kept that feel with the, I'm going to make some jokes.
Yeah.
Because, this version, the sequel is already way too serious. It's way... It removes some of the silliness from the first game. The death sprites for a lot of the troops had, like, their eyes getting, like, huge, or, like, tears coming off their eye when they fly backward. Like, it was super over-exaggerated. And this is just like, no, we must make them look super realistic and super... Yeah, but yeah. And so, like, everyone's been, are you going to Let's Play this? Are you going to do... Like, I don't think I am, honestly. And that saddens me. Because one of the things that always pops up, especially lately, is Sega's been, talking about reviving a lot of their older franchises. And it's like, okay, cool. I can dig that. I also hate doing the camera for this game. I also hate the sound effects for that. That is a very obnoxious sound effect. I'm so glad that I have it half muted here. There we go. Now I can feel it. But, like, the troops are also super, like, oh, we must be super realistic looking, not silly. I miss the silliness.
Yeah.
I miss the silliness. I miss my opponents being as slow as a geriatric bowel movement. I miss one of the characters in the game just being an outright dick. There's a character that he's a thief. Bastion. Fucking Bastion. The more you use him to fight, the lower his morale gets, and eventually he'll leave you, especially if your opponent has a female general. It's one of the few times in the game they use the male-female coding system for the different general types. If there's a female, he's like, the other team's got cuter ladies, I'm going to join them, and just he will defect in the middle of battle. And I'm just like, son of a bitch. So, like, the only thing you can do with him is literally just put him as the leader of a castle and just you can leave him there and do nothing with him. But, like, there's...
Like, dilly-dally all you want, keep it within the walls of this place.
Yeah, just stay here.
Just stay. Use protection, please. We don't need an entire castle full of...
Well, I mean, it is a fantasy setting. I don't know how much protection they have access to.
I'm sure there's some, like, moon tea or something.
one thing that I do love about this game is, it tells you, just right off the bat, I don't know the symbols, I need to learn the symbols, but, so, the first game had, like, 12 troop types. Maybe more than 12. Maybe 15. I have to go back and count. But, like, certain troops were good against other types of troops. So, like, cavalry was good against soldiers.
Yeah.
You know, cavalry versus foot soldiers. Monks were good against cavalry. You know, there was this kind of... Until you got to, like, the last 2 troop types. Zombie was good against everything except for monks and mages. Monks and mages would just fucking decimate zombies. I get it. Dragons would decimate everything except for samurai. And I get this because they didn't want to have one troop type that was just...
Yeah.
So they had... But, like, you could go against a group of 10 samurai with 60 dragons, and you could lose. But this game has, again, so many more troop types that they actually had to include a little guide in the pre-battle screen to be like, hey, your troop type is going to be good against this type or not. But one of the things that also makes it super fucking confusing is one of the things that I really wanted to love about this game is here you can have 2 different troop types in your army. The first game, it was just, you have zombies, all of your troops are zombies, between 10 and 100. That's it. Like, however many, like, you get zombies. Now it's, you get up to 100 troops, but you can split them between, you know, you can do 50-50, you can do 60-40, you know, any combination. And it's like, okay, that's cool, but also obnoxious. Because now I have to learn how many troop interactions there can be.
I'm sure there are a lot of people that would get on their knees in front of you.
I have a thing for succubi women, which is basically all women, because all succubi are female by nature, incubi are male. They're the same demon type, just, you know.
Gendered.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't need to use healing at the moment. So I'm going to wait for her to keep making me get on my knees before I use my safe word.
You're not into dominant women because they're sexy and hot.
Sexy.
No, you're into dominant women because they tell you what they want.
They do.
I mean, I do appreciate some direct communication.
Same.
Very helpful.
I'm just going to make you eat all of your MP trying to beat me. I have no troops left. But I can keep healing myself. There is so much conversation going.
Yeah.
People complain about changes in video games and anime. Today are complaining about the wrong kind of changes. It's not the same group of people from the early 2000s. Very true.
Yeah.
Nobody understands a local joke from Osaka. You have to localize it, make sense to an American audience. Now those people are gone. Now it's just Republicans complaining because someone made a gay character.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
You're very correct.
Well, okay, so there are some things that I get are just a little dumb. Like, there is one infamous Pokemon change. Like, there was a thing in the Pokemon TV show where they're eating rice balls. The triangular rice ball with the seaweed. They call it a donut.
Yeah, that's not. I wasn't talking about that, though. I was talking about the nature of chat rooms.
Wait, yeah, no, the nature of chat. But, like, no, I you know, going back to the, you know, I get some people complaining because that was a dumb change. That's a dumb change. I get that. Because, yeah, someone's going to be like, why a rice ball? Because when Americans, being American, when we think of rice snacks, we think of shit like Rice Krispie treats or rice cakes, which are bland and flavorless. Rice balls are neither of those things.
Yeah, no. No,
And
they
I
are not.
get it. I also get, some of the other changes, like complaining about removing the guns in Yu-Gi-Oh! In the cartoon. There's a scene where there's two bodyguards pointing guns at, like, and they've edited it for the American version of it. Just, they look like the badass guy from the Olympics, except without a gun. He's just pointing. He's looking like. Because we can't show a gun on a kids show.
Mm-hmm. It's cool, and I'm not slowly going mad and quietly inside.
I mean, I've been there, done that. I'm just gonna eat out the clock too. Like,
Just doing like the screaming internally meme, all of them, and that's what I'm experiencing.
Bandit Keith pointing to Pegasus. He's all Bandit Keith, the American character who wears an American flag, do-rag, carrying a gun. Like, yeah, that's. I'm gonna say, is my. Oh, I think my controller's done. Where's my power bank? Where did I put my power bank?
What the hell did I do with that damn thing?
I mean, I often ask that question.
Hopefully not about what the quote was about.
No. But I do ask that question often. Where? There. I need the right thing. Come here. There we go. We got the power.
And in theory,
one
we're
of the-
powered.
I'm one of those old guys that prefer my anime to be as close to the source as possible, but I understand the minority, and it probably doesn't help the problem. I mean,
There's a balance to be struck, I think.
yeah, I think there could be a very strong balance of, I feel keep the intent, but there's going to be, like, if I have to read an editor's note underneath subtitles for every reference, that's going to take me out of the experience. And like, I have a half decent Japanese cultural knowledge. Like, I'm not an expert by any stretch, but like, I get some of the jokes, I get some of the references, I understand some of it. So like, I see where they're going with it, but I think there's always room for about, and that's why I think that, localizers, I know they try. They try so hard. They got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Because everybody's going to bitch anyway.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes, this one soldier. Come. He actually got a hit in and did no damage. Wonderful. There's a good thing about fan subs. I mean, I actually kind of miss the days of fan subs. You could get, the same show from two different subtitle groups, and there'd be a slightly different feel to it. Like, I remember watching Dragon Ball Z fan subbed and thinking when we finally got those episodes in English, like, this is not the direct, like,
yeah.
don't think I'm going to win if I get into a duel with her. But I'm going to try anyway, because I don't care. I have no control over this, by the way. Holy crap, I was not expecting to win. But cool. By all, knowledge I have of the first game, I should not have won that.
Did she leave behind a ring powered by depression?
Please? Carl!
That kills people, Carl. There are a couple of llamas with hats, bumper stickers. I just want stickers. I have so many stickers that I want. I don't stick them to anything because what if I want to move them? But I love them.
I would actually love the Dragon Force emblem, the Star Dragon symbol. I've wanted to get it as a sticker to put on my car for the longest time. And I just can't find anyone who would make one that will actually stick to the car.
Contact somebody on Etsy.
There's a mouse in Apple Kid's house who introduces himself with "I'm a mouse." No one has given me a name yet. I think the first anime I watched sub was Tales of Fantasia. God, I don't even remember what the first subtitle anime I watched was. I don't know. It has been so long. Because, I've watched a lot of really weird anime in my life, too. There's one I watched with Eridon. I remember we were watching it, and the whole premise is anytime a character got near fire, they would either shift forward or backward in time. They'd either go back, I think it was back to the late Edo period, or they were like the 1980s. And so the thing is they were in a house fire in the 80s and they went back to the Edo period. And then that was, there was strife and uprising. So someone tried to set fire to the place that he was in. And he just kept traveling back and forth. I think it was a female main character was the lead, and she fell in love with someone in the Edo period. It's been so long since I've seen it, but I'm just it was one of the first ones that I remember watching subtitled, to the point to where at the end of the movie, this is also 3 in the morning, that I literally look at him and go, we're in the credits, I'm like, I can't understand what they're saying, because they're singing in Japanese. There's no subtitles to it. And he's like, it's because it's in Japanese. I'm like, yeah, but I understood everything else they said. Dude, it was subtitled. You were reading it. I'm like, are you shitting me? For just the briefest of moments, I felt I completely comprehended the Japanese language. And I honestly think if I hadn't been told that, I may have just knew Japanese at that point. I may have just.
I know Kung Fu.
I may have just absorbed it.
No, and come here, baby. Come here.
グレイスとは500年前の伝説のマドルクス。しかし、
I
グレイス
know it.
邪神
Nope. Nope.
But I don't
Just say
wanna,
hi to the
I
internet.
don't want to be snuggly. Axis is being snuggly. You could be snuggly. Hi. You want some clearly Canadian? You were clearly not Canadian.
いえ、ヒューダさん。いかに魔族でも
I
一度死んだら
still,
生き返ります。
it just
I
bananas to me.
lay down.
Something written titled March of the Gladiators turned into like
何
the circus song.
グレイスとかいうシリーズの姉さんは
Yep. So the 311 Amol Nation concert was awesome, and there was there was less of a weed smell than I expected for 311. But as I was listening to 311, I was like, man, I really wish the times that I've like listened to 311 a lot, because sometimes I just get on a kick of some sort, and I'm just burying myself in one artist's work. None of those times ever lined up with the times when I was regularly smoking pot. And I feel like I missed out at some point.
You know, I'm kind of surprised you don't remember. No, Guyver. I remember because I still have Guyver, and I still have conversations with another friend of mine about Guyver as just a fantastic design character. Canadian. Oh, Pen. No, so one other thing I remember about that one
Anyway,
was...
that came up because the face you made was very stoned.
You know...
There was a connection, I promise. It wasn't just...
I feel like I need to say, God, I miss cocaine, but...
I've told the story on the stream, right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to be that person. I'm only 40, almost 42, and like I shouldn't be at the point when I'm repeating stories and not realizing it.
Well, I mean, I've probably mentioned this story because, like, Eridon doesn't remember this one, but his older sister was there. And his older sister went to school with my older brother, so they knew each other. And so that was just another layer of my God, we don't live in a small town, but it's really trying to be a small town.
It really is.
But so, like, she came down and was like, you guys are watching anime, or are you just watching it for the tits? And just something so awkward about having your friend's older sister say, are you watching it for the tits? It's like, no, it's not one of those. Like, I get, because there's a lot of anime like that, but this was not one of them. But
yeah,
like,
I'm not sure how I would have responded if one of my friend's older siblings.
and I was like, I do remember that. Well, there you go. At least I'm not the only one who remembers the bit. It's funny because, like, and I think it was just because his sister and my brother were also friends that because, like, it's not like I never looked at his older sister like, man, she's nice, but like I never was attracted to her. But like Phil's older sister, like I joked that, you know, if I weren't already dating someone at the time, it's like he's like, she graduated, like we were in high school, and she's like, she graduated college last year. She wants nothing to do with you. I'm like, I know. I could make her happy though. But like, she's the only one of my friends who had a older sister, or like I also never had friends that like, oh, you've got the hot mom. Apparently I had the hot mom, which was super unsettling because Chris's Chris's girlfriend at the time just would always talk about how hot my mom was, and I'm like, shut your mouth. I will. She had a thing for your brother. I can fix her. Yeah, everyone had a thing for my brother, and it pissed me off so much. He should not have been that popular.
You know, it just happens sometimes. It's confusing. Although I can't, I don't have an older sibling, so I don't have that particular dynamic going in tandem with everything else. And all of my friends, older siblings, had either left home or they were assholes. There was no in between.
I mean, yeah, I just... I love... me and my brother did not get along until I was in high school. That was when we got along, because he left for college, and that's when we started getting along. But when he was in high school, he and I just fucking hated each other, and Eridon was around for a lot of that. And I feel like he and his sister were very similar. It's they weren't super close until,
Rowan,
going off to college.
Omi. You were doing so good there for a little bit, and now you're doing dickish things. It's like you're asking to be kicked out of the game room.
Miss Dora, the Explorer. I just ran into a random enemy. That is one thing that I do like about this game. So in the first game, towns were fucking useless. Towns served no purpose other than be waypoints in between castles. Here, you can actually send people to towns and you can get stuff. Towns are where you can get materials because you can apparently forge weapons. And then there are caves that you can go into and find other magical shit, I think. So, there's more things in the world to actually do rather than just go from town to town, or from castle to castle, ignoring the towns completely.
It's a mixed bag. An irritating one.
Yeah. It took us longer than that. I mean, I granted, at that point, I was not speaking to your sister as much because you had moved, and so talking to you was very because you'd come visit or we would get together. Your sister wasn't really around, so I didn't see a lot of the interaction. But it and now it's so weird because everyone just looks at me and my brother and they're like, oh, you're so similar, but so different. Because now my brother's just a hippie. He lives in a house as off the grid as possible. He has a giant garden. He's got a root cellar.
He has a backhoe, and I'm very jealous of that.
Sometimes so am I.
Really want a backhoe.
I have to... fix my mimosa tree. The tree in the back of the...
Don't let me forget, the clippers or loppers are in the car.
It's leaning, so I need to get something to prop it so that it starts growing away from my deck. And I'm like, what would be great if I had my brother's backhoe and could just use it to lift the tree up until I could tie a support rope around it until it...
Yeah. Yeah. That would be helpful.
And I'm like... Also, that guy just ripped a hole in space. And let's use my special attack. Yeah, I hate that noise. It's so fucking much.
Sorry. I had a thought, and then I had another thought that was very distracting.
I had a thought, and then I lost the thought.
Well, I didn't. Well, now I've lost it. But it was in a holding pattern. I just had to deal with the other thought first.
Axis, come back. Hi, Rowan. Or not.
No story short, though. Like I'd also like just a little bobcat. Just give me a little bobcat.
Not the creature. The
Like, you give me a bobcat. Both.
No.
Give me both. I would be such a good bobcat mom.
No. I was gonna say I'm gonna die. Yeah, I'm still probably gonna. Nope. Hey.
It sure is stupid. Maybe you shouldn't have fought.
I had no desire to fight you. I would have just been like.
No, there's something about a bobcat, like the animal specifically requires a mom. So I would have to be a bobcat mom and not a bobcat parent. There's just something in my head where that's just because I've thought about having a bobcat so often. Actually, I have. Just different ones at different times. But man, having a little bobcat would help, like, turning over the garden for next year.
It would. The only problem is, like, I would love to have, but, like, I have nowhere to put it here.
Yeah, I would have to build a shed. Which I should probably do anyway.
I should build a shed. It's like, I should buy a boat.
Actually,
Rowan.
what I need to do is build a workshop. But I need a workshop to build the workshop.
Right?
Because there is not enough room in that little shed attached to the house for it to be like a work area. It is meant to be storage and nothing else.
Also, I don't like this leader's name is Avarice. That just...
Yeah. Axis,
Son.
my love.
Come here. Axis. Come here. How about you come sit? He's like, no. All you're doing is talking to people on the internet.
I'm gonna scratch the carpet till you pay attention to me. So I really enjoyed the Earth, Wind, and Fire in Chicago concert. It was great. I was disappointed, however, because Earth, Wind, and Fire did not play Shining Star, and that is my favorite song of theirs. They played it the last time I saw them.
Alright, so one thing that I love about this is, again, you can have multiple troop types. They have some things set in the domestic affairs in between the map sections where you can automatically have your people search castles or try to recruit prisoners of war, etc. But they don't automate this process. If you give someone an award and increase their troop complement, it doesn't automatically let you recruit the difference in troops. Like, you have to go and say, I want to change this number. Why? I gave them this thing for a reason.
That is bizarre. That is what that is.
Let's see. What happens if I deploy this random person? Let's send them to this town. Spinnert. What about the map? Also, for those who've played the first Dragon Force, this is nothing like the original continent map. Looks nothing like it. Also, the kingdom locations are completely different. So, like, the Highland Kingdom moved from the bottom right corner to the bottom center of the map, switching places with Bozak, the Green Nation. So we just kind of switched locations. Izumo, the purple on the upper central and right section, they were on the exact opposite side where the yellow nation is. They just moved fucking across, like, we're just gonna pack up and move across the continent.
I'm sailing away.
The Black Castles, Tristan, is the army, or the nation that I picked in the first game. They're kind of in the right place, but now they're in the middle of fucking everything, and everyone's there, and they just get the shit kicked out of them. Just left and right. No, I wanted to back out of that. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, his name is a synonym for greed, which I think is a little weird for the kind of, like, base hero. Like, especially in a game that the whole premise is world domination.
Well, then it's pretty appropriate, I guess.
Oh, I cannot do anything with you here? I guess not.
It's not domination. You're liberating them, much like we liberated Iraq and all of that oil.
Delicious oil.
Good old Iraq war.
Let's recruit more.
There was a period in time during the first Gulf War that I was going to church regularly as a kid, and I would hear from a distance in the car on the way to church, and then go into church, and we'd be singing "Onward Christian Soldiers," and I just, even as a child, that I could not fit both of those in my head at the same time. It was very upsetting.
I'm not paying attention to the story. Because again, it makes so little sense. Also, one thing that kind of pisses me off, I can't give him ghosts. So, like, in the previous game, every general could have any troop type. Now, it's limited. So, like, I just have... I have a cat trying to get into a bowling ball box.
And it just fell over.
Let's see. Let's look at Avarice. So he can have soldier, cavalry, archer, beast, harpy, robot, centaur, chimera, airbot, or dragon. So that means he can't have zombies. He can't have samurai. You can't have a lot of certain classes on those generals. Stay out of the box. It's not for you. But hey, I learned a new ability. I learned Sonic Boom.
Woo! Yeah, okay. I wanted to make sure that I was getting that correct, and now you've moved on, but which is just the story of my life. I want to make sure I have things correct. and then everybody else is. You were talking about how you couldn't give him ghosts. And there's a song, if you have ghosts, it says if you have ghosts, you have everything. So you're not allowed to have everything. Avarice. That was a long way around to a non-joke. That wasn't even, just, if you have ghosts, you have everything.
I gotta go to Kale Castle.
I didn't know. But it's a good bit of information to have, I guess.
Kale Castle. It's a superfood. I'm just slowly moving people up. Oh hey, I'm on an ad. I don't want to be on an ad. Played a bit of Spectral Force Genesis.
For defense. Yeah.
Violently annex our neighbors.
Yeah, we haven't done that as a nation at all. Protecting ourselves from communism.
King Avarice, how dare you invade my land? I wasn't coming over here until you showed up. He is level 15 though. That's the thing. I should send someone out to soften him up a little bit.
Loosening that jar just ever so much.
Okay, so you didn't watch Orville.
No.
There's a recurring joke in Orville where Seth MacFarlane's character keeps asking his chief of security, who's this little tiny girl named Alara, like, would you open this jar of pickles for me? Because her species comes from a planet that has like 10 times Earth's gravity. So like they are just incredibly strong.
Yeah.
And so like he would always be like, you want to open this jar of pickles for me? In reference to, will you force open this door? Will you break this hatch? Kind of thing. I did not know that apparently Seth MacFarlane and the actress who played his security chief were dating at the time. So that was also kind of a joke of, would you open this jar of pickles for me? Because apparently she would open the jars of pickles at home. Or when they were together. But that also kind of makes some uncomfortable sense, because she just was fucking written out of the show for no reason and came back very late for like a couple episodes in the last season. And I'm like Libet and I, as we were watching, we were trying to figure out like why, what the deal was.
They broke up because she wouldn't open the jar of pickles. I'm so tired of opening your pickles.
Alright, that did not hit nearly as many as I would have wanted it to. That was a really kind of shitty ability. Thank you for that game. Order all. Attack! I can kill this one last ogre. She may beat him. This would be hilarious if she does.
Opening the jar of pickles.
Yeah. But yeah, sadly, it makes a lot of sense that, Seth MacFarlane was like, oh, well, that's why she didn't show up. She just fucking broke up, and you just wrote her out of the show like a dick.
That's why you shouldn't date coworkers. Well, actually, you shouldn't date your employees.
Hey, don't date your boss, don't date your employees.
It's not...
Like,
Don't do it. It's not worth it. I'm not going to do it.
I would say I have a very strict policy of not sleeping with coworkers, but dating Libet, who I met as a coworker at Barnes & Noble, and I'm working with as a coworker now, and so I'm just like, I can't fucking say that.
Yep. You were one fraternizing son of a gun. You've been fraternizing with the same coworker at multiple jobs.
Is that better? Is that worse?
I mean, at least you're consistent.
I have to do my self-evaluation. Can I mention that in my self-evaluation? I'm consistent. I've dated the same coworker at multiple jobs. She would murder me. She is not on the street. She would murder me.
Oh, that's good fun.
せっかく我らの軍勢を貸し与えたことに役に立ちましたので、所詮
You're right.
人間です。
You need to calm down.
肺の術
He starts making a noise that's like it's not like a hairball. His larynx will spasm and kind of contract, and then he kind of just does this,
Yeah, he's like legit coughing.
and like he freaks out, and it makes it worse. And like if you can get him to calm down, he'll be fine. But it's the you need to calm down. Alright, let's go. Oh, hey, someone wants to come say hi to me. You've got 5 people in this? Oh my god, you're gonna destroy me. Well,
Better? Yeah,
let's see how this goes. This is I'm gonna lose this one.
thank you.
But hey, at least I'll lose it spectacularly. Kale is being besieged. Behold my superfood.
This is a bad idea.
I say, would you like some assistance getting up?
Ooh, should have had my wrist brace on for that. I was telling Lucian about playing bass and how now I have ring splints for this hand because my fingers hyperextend, and then a wrist brace for this hand, elbow brace, a shoulder brace, waiting just in case. I have used it to play bass before. Just, yeah. I'm making my guitar adaptive. I'm making me adaptive for
I wanted to move the mages to the front, and I completely fucked that up because apparently mages are decent against soldiers. If I'm reading the icons right, I don't know if I'm reading that. I'm probably not. I do love the death. There we go. I found out that the 2 times Lois Lane and Superman's ages were confirmed in continuity. Lois was the older one. The showrunner for My Adventures with Superman has said that Lois in that series is a year older than both Clark and Jim. I mean, I get it. I always thought that Lois was wiser, more put together. Like,
she's more mature.
I never got it because honestly, Lois is petty as fuck. So I never really got the. But like, I always felt like she knew what she was doing more than.
Yeah.
Escape quickly. Hi. Did you calm down? You did. Did Jess help you calm down? Make you feel better?
I got appreciative groomings.
Would you like to lay down? Or not get stuck with your dagger claws?
Someone needs their nails cut. God, that purr.
So loud. Groom you. Groom you. Groom. Nom, nom, nom. If you're not careful, they're gonna play People Got Your Tongue.
I've never gotten his. I think he's learned from watching what happens to his brother.
That's also not what I need to do. I will figure out how to do that as time goes on. Order all advance. Or attack, rather.
What are you staring at, honey?
There's ghosts in his blood. He's gonna do a cocaine about it.
Please, God, don't do a cocaine about it.
I also love that ability. I loved it in the first game. Is like, I'm just gonna slide across the battlefield and just. I'm gonna do it again. Slide across the battlefield. Just whee! Just slide motionless.
You know? And then just like teleport out.
Yep.
Okay, so the claws on those.
Beasts.
Okay.
Those are beast
Sure.
troops.
Of
Beastmen.
course, my brain automatically sees those claws.
Yeah, right?
You ever have like that where the gas bubble gets stuck like right behind your sternum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you need to burp, but it's just like, nope, I'm
Yeah.
stay right here.
And it was both lemon and peppermint. Makes me think of Wolverine. And there was a post in transgender shitposting on Facebook. Or it was like, well, I'm sure all girls like wanted to look like that at some point as they were growing up and look like fucking Wolverine. And I was like, it's the implication being, of course, like the poster's trans man. So I didn't go that route, but I did want to look like that for a minute.
So there was an article that I was reading about Wolverine and Deadpool, the movie.
God, I can't wait to see it.
And apparently Disney had one very strong stipulation that they could not show cocaine because they had made references both description and visually of cocaine in the first two movies.
Yeah.
Disney said you cannot do that for the third movie. So they actually wrote it in as a joke where they're Wade's talking to Blind Al. It's like Disney specifically said no cocaine. It's like, well, what about some proven marching powder? It's like, no, they know all the names for it. It's like, and so they just start listing off like ridiculous names for cocaine, which is hilarious because when I went to the beach with Amber and her family this year, they play a game that's basically just a more growing complexity version of charades. Like each round, it just gets more and more complex because you can use less and less to figure out the clues. Well, they wanted to do everything with a specific theme for this year because they're sending Amber's parents on a cruise to Alaska.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, they're like, all of the prompts for this make it something related to Alaska. And one of the people picked snowdrift. And Amber's family, being Amber's family, the person who was trying to describe it at one point did, and it was snowdrift. And so we had to explain to the kids and all I'm thinking, reading this article with all their descriptions of like, my mind is back to this beach house trying to explain to a 12-year-old cocaine.
Well, at least someone guessed it.
I mean,
because I'm stuck with the poultry situation for life because no one guessed it.
Glass Straw, welcome. I'm happy to see the translations for this game only to be... Yeah, the gameplay is like... I mean, the mechanics are fantastic. All of the things that they've added to this game to... yeah. Oh, hey, there we go. That's how you can change it. Haha. Let's try that. Now my cavalry's in front, and I think they will beat the crap out of the beast tribe. So, like, all the mechanics to this game are great. I don't care about the story because the story in Dragon Force 1 is kind of inconsequential because the game is meant to be played like 8 times. Because, like, the story is kind of the same base story, but with, like, a just slightly different flavor depending on which monarch you picked.
Yeah.
Like, the end goal is 8 heroes must come together, stop evil dark god from resurrecting and destroying everything. That was not stopped the last time when the godlike equivalent could not stop him. So these 8 people can do it, and they've got his powers. Like, the Star Dragon was like, oh, I can beat this dark god. No, I can't do it. So I'm going to die, and I'm going to split my essence into 8 kids. And when they grow up, they can kill him. And that was the story of the game. So, like, it's kind of, like, each monarch has an interesting backstory that makes them a little more interesting. But, like, that's, like, the first hour or 2 of the game for each monarch.
Yeah.
Like, after that, it's like, okay, yeah, they don't get much more character development. Like, Junin, you learn about Junin, it's like, oh, it's this person who wears, like, all black armor, and their nickname is the Black Mask of Death. You find out it's a woman, and that's the big reveal. It's like, she's wearing her father's armor and being this, like, menace on the battlefield because she knows
no man.
No one takes women on the battlefield seriously, and she's out to make... And she does. She fucking wrecks everything. She is hands down the best monarch in Dragon Force 1. Fight me on that. The other monarchs, like, okay, yeah, they have, like, you've got Wynn and Terrace that end up having, like, a romance. So, like, it doesn't matter which one of them you pick. The other will instantly join you. You won't actually have to fight them, and, like, you learn, oh, yeah, they kind of have a thing. The bad guy monarch he's the bad guy because he thinks... Because he's got the 2 apostles of the god as his generals, Gull and Scythe. So everyone thinks that he's just out to conquer everything and resurrect. But he's like, no, my goal is to keep them as close as possible, and then I'm going to turn on them and kill them both so that this doesn't happen. But in order to do that, I need to let them think that we're on this, like, grand military camp. And, like, he's like, this will distract them while I can plan a way to kill them. Like, that's his story. So, like, the story for the first game, again, the first hour or 2 for each character. So, like, I don't know how much more in depth the stories are for this, if it's, you know, that much better or not. But it's really just the art style is just for this game, and that's what disappoints me. Like, if someone were to remake the sprites for this game and just make it, you know, a little bit cuter, I would be so happy with that. Just bring back some of the original charm, and then the rest of it would be perfect. I would love this game so much.
And they could get rid of that fucking sound.
Yeah, the generals in this game basically had infinite MP, were pretty hilarious. I mean, they could remove a couple of the mechanics to make it a little less, because like
the having the.
Yeah, that. Well, so like each general has an elemental affinity, which, okay, you don't need to worry. Like, elemental affinity was not a big deal in the first game. I mean, they make a bunch more abilities in this game, so like you could make it more of a thing, but you don't need to.
Yeah.
And then the only other thing that really disappoints me is not every troop, or not every general can use every troop type. That disappoints me.
And not that I'm playing, but the situation where you can't just skip over a town is also.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can. This one, that town was story, and so like.
Okay.
Normally, you just pass over. Like, if you don't set the waypoint to the town directly, you just walk right over it.
Gotcha, okay.
So, like, yeah, that was just because this is where we needed to do this for the story. Okay, don't care. Very dark, muddy colors. Loved how Dragonfruit. Yeah, this is a very dark, muddy, like, blurred game. And I get it might look better on a CRT, but I don't know how it would look that much better on a CRT.
Yeah.
Because like, so like you can see the shadow under the guy is like just a checkerboard. Like that used CRT's dithering to make it look transparent.
Yeah.
And that's something that is lost in modern technology. And I can apply filters to kind of make it look like it's supposed to. But like I've put filters on this game and it still doesn't look that great. I should try playing it on an actual CRT on the Saturn and see how it looks, but I don't think it's not the same bright, cheerful.
Yeah.
I captured Gonzalez. I've used everyone. I'm kind of screwed at this point. I knew I was going to be, but I didn't think I was going to be this screwed. I mean, it doesn't matter. We're almost done with the live stream anyway. We're almost out of time. But like, I would have liked to have beaten this fight because it's like, hey, they sent 5 people after my 4. If I could win that, like, I'd be okay with that. I'm not gonna. Well, actually, I might win. Like, I, as long as he doesn't die, I can take out a fair number of his troops, send another person, take out a fair number of troops, and then I've got one person that would hopefully be able to finish off the fight. We'll see how it goes. Like, his goal is just to kill as many of these people as possible before I retreat. And this is something that I did in the original game, which, you know, granted, I played the original so much that I knew how to just fucking break the system. No, I can kill a couple more. Yeah, now I'm gonna retreat. Because I don't know if he's got an ability that would take off that much health. But like, I learned that a unit that was standing still would go into their attack animation first versus a unit that was moving. So like if you just kept your troops right in front of your general and let your opponent walk up to them, they would get... it doesn't have an official name, but I always called it first strike because they would... It's like, they're not moving, they go into the attack animation first, to the people who are moving who have to stop to do their animation. And so they're just walking into the sea of swords that are already coming down on them. And so, like, that's something they removed from this game. And I'm like, I get it.
Listen.
But it also makes me mad that you're fucking with my mechanics. I had a strategy, and now you're just...
Fuck you with this.
I mean, they do fuck you with this.
I'm actually having an issue with my phone right now that I wish had happened before I saw those, or after I saw those emails. Or I saw those emails before it happened. Yeah, that's the one. God, I'm tired. So for some reason, I can get the emails that are coming to me, like, right now. I can log on and get those. But then, like, once I get through the new emails, the most recent thing underneath of it is from May. I tried restarting my phone. I ran the update on my phone. I tried restarting it again, and it's still doing it. So I don't know what the deal is. The deal is, except my phone is old, and I probably need to get a new one. But yeah, I haven't checked on the computer yet because I've only had power to be able to use the computer this afternoon. I haven't gotten to it yet.
No.
Man.
All right, my 2 soldiers, kill him. Or not. I'm gonna lose this duel, but or I'm going to. That should not have happened.
I don't think you know what a coup de grace is.
That was. That I should not have won. That's a mage type general versus a fighter. Like, I should have died. Just. And I captured each one of those. I just completely crippled an opponent's nation. I took
him out of the knee.
They have 3 generals left.
Wow.
Oh my god. Carl.
That kills people.
Carl, you killed a guy, Carl. With your multiple coup de graces.
Why are there all these human fingers?
Carl. Oh god, I sent this to Dad. There's a comic that I love. That's a guy standing there going, "Milk gives me strong bones," and this little carton of milk that walks up and hands him a skull. And he's like, "I don't know where he keeps getting them, but I wish he'd stop. The police are going to think I'm a murderer."
Yeah.
Streamer, I mean, yeah, that was... Let's be comrades in arms. What do you say? I'm just not... Albert found a faith coin. But yeah, like, there's parts of this game that I think are amazing. I also don't like the character designs. Like, each character has, like, a ridiculous outfit. Like, That's a weird two-tone dress. Everyone has like a really weird art style. It's really hard to get, yeah, none of these guys are going to join me because they're all like the starting generals for.
I mean, also just kale. Like, do you really want kale?
But yeah, like you can forge. I can make it. I don't have materials.
I can forge. No, I can't. Not today, Satan. Oh man, I need to watch the Has-Been Hotel. Do we still have access to HBO Max?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. All right. So yeah, that's Dragon Force 2. Like I said, I don't think I'd let's play it in its entirety because it's not. It lacks some charm, and I don't think it'd be as entertaining. Mechanically, it's great, but someone out there, because like Sonic has a really strong fan base. I know Sonic has a huge fan base, especially compared to Dragon Force. But if there's like a Christian Whitehead type person of the Dragon Force community that wants to go to Sega and be like, let me make a game, I will help in whatever way I can. I know nothing about programming, but I'll figure some shit out.
Humble Bundle has bundles on programming all the time.
Like, I would love to make, or to, at least just provide some input for Dragon Force 3. Like, what I'd love is Dragon Force 1 and 2 to be re-released on modern consoles as like a bundle. Maybe fix Dragon Force 2 to make it a little less dark and gritty. Like,
it's DC trying to do the gritty, hard-boiled.
But like if we can't get that, because again, Saturn games are weird. We could still at least get Dragon Force 1 because there's a PS2 version of it. Like, we could get that. I'd be okay with that. But I would love a Dragon Force 3. Since we're already looking at, Sega reviving a bunch of games. Like, they're bringing back Golden Axe, they're bringing back Crazy Taxi. They're bringing back a bunch of franchises. So I'm like, please? Whose dick do I gotta suck to get more than Dragon Forces? Y'all got any more than Dragon Forces? That's
Snowdrift.
That's what I'm going to leave you all on. Thank you for tuning in and watching this live stream. I hope you've enjoyed it. Check out the fan translation for Dragon Force 2. I do love the translation communities. I'm super sad that romhacking.net is down because that was a great resource for this type of project of like getting people together to work together to make projects like this.
Yeah.
But hopefully we get some more of those in the future because like this team is fantastic. I'm still very close with the Shining Force 3 translation project team. I still talk to several of those people, even though I have not Let's Played that in forever. They did just come out with a new patch for that, updating some things, so check that out as well. But check out the Dragon Force. We'll be back next week, same hat time, same hat channel, Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern for another live stream. If I have to postpone or cancel for whatever reason, I will talk about it in the Discord. Go check out the Discord.
Link in the description.
Link in the below times.
Gonna eat the girlfriend lunch.
In the below times.
In the below times. Sorry.
Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic evening. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you next week. Till then,
Bye. Wash your hands. Hug your peoples.
hug peoples. Hug them all violently.
Sure.